What's going on, y'all? Side Perspectives, giofvcks, Ask a Millennial. This is probably going to go up on my Side Perspectives channel. Probably be a more detailed video on giofvcks channel. And this may also go up on my giofvcks IGTV. But I'm officially doing something that I knew was gonna eventually happen, was gonna officially come around. And it took me forever to realize, like, this was finally the time to make this decision. And it's weird because I remember my mom used to always tell me, like, sooner or later, you're going to be ready to leave. Sooner or later, you're going to be ready to leave. And that comfort zone, that, oh, I got to be with Granny, I got to be with Papa, I got to help family, what about Mom, you're going to want to leave, and you're going to want to branch out, and you're going to want to flap your own wings, right? You're going to want to flap those wings. You're going to want to get a taste of freedom. And it's crazy because looking back, you know, when I look at my mom and I look at my uncle, as soon as they were old enough to leave, they fucking left. I mean, they were literally 18, 19. Bye! You feel me? Right away. And it was really different for me because first of all, I graduated high school early. Okay, I was 17 when I graduated. So I literally went to college at 17. I was 19 years old when I got my first college degree. So I kind of feel like a lot of that kind of played a role a little bit. Let's really be real here. A little bit in why my grandparents were so controlling and overbearing and sheltered me from certain things. But then on the flip side, it's also very narcissistic and controlling. You know, I'm always talking about this. I've been in therapy now for over a year, and this is the honest to God truth. Narcissists like to control, and they can stunt your growth. They can literally stunt your growth and opportunities. Because my granny basically put a lot of fear in me about, you know, leaving and doing my own thing, having my own thoughts, you know, wanting to have freedom, put a lot of fear in me. And a lot of this goes back to my mom and uncle, because the minute they were 18, they dipped. And when they dipped, because they had to deal with such controlling, domineering, lack of freedom, lack of individuality, lack of choices, because it was basically like military boot camp growing up for them, when they got the chance to leave, they left and they wilded out. And because of the wilding out, which led to me being born, my grandparents, when they raised me, they were on some stricter. I mean, they were already strict as hell and domineering and controlling, but they really kind of tightened the newt, if you will, because I didn't have that option to even think about going away to college. That was like, nope, you're not doing that. Because let's be honest, I'm just being honest. My mom and uncle, they went to Norfolk University and Texas Southern, Virginia and Texas, left Michigan, and it kind of, and looking back at it, on one side, it's like, damn, I wish I would have been able to leave. But then again, I didn't want to be a 22-year-old with a kid like my mom. And fast forward, I'm thankful that I didn't leave because I was able to accomplish getting my degrees. My mom and uncle did not, even though they went away to HBCUs. But again, when you're escaping and you're running away and you're leaving issues because you don't want to deal with them and you're tired of living in hell, the minute you get a chance of freedom, you're going to wow out. This is why, on a side note, even though this did kind of get off into a tangent. This is why when you have domineering parents, parents that are too strict, all you're doing is creating sneaky kids who grow up to potentially be dysfunctional adults. And that's just being real. That's no way to parent. But what can you expect when you have dysfunctional, toxic, narcissistic people who have serious mental health issues, who for some reason keep procreating and having kids, and then marrying other folks that also have the similar issues as them? You just kind of have this family of toxicity. So back to the point of this video. I'm finally doing something that I've always wanted to do, but I've just been scared to do. Your boy is relocating. Finally, bro. I'm relocating. I'm in the process of relocating. So this weekend, which I'm probably going to upload this video on IG Saturday morning, and then this will go up on Psych Perspectives probably Thursday or Friday, to be honest. And then giofvcks, that YouTube channel, I'll have another upload coming up probably later on next week or in a week or two. But this video will be up this week on Psych Perspectives and giofvcks IGTV. But yeah, so I'm in the process of relocating. I love Flint. I was born and raised in Flint. Flint will always be home. I'm relocating, but I'm not relocating that far. I'll be roughly an hour away, So it's not like I can't just get on the highway and mosey my ass on back up here if I have to take care of business. However, I'm relocating. And I'm going to a city that I love as well. It's like my second home away from home. Those of you who know me know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm very excited about this. And actually this weekend, which if you follow me, you'll see some snippets. I'm going to be looking at a couple of places in the area. I've already been looking, but now I'm just going to go and actually see these places. So, yeah, finally doing this. And I've also decided, with my job, they have it where like our leadership is going back to work tomorrow, Wednesday. And the stay-at-home order in Michigan, technically, if it's not extended, technically ends on the 28th of May. And they're making it, at my job, they're making it optional for you to come back to work at the main office the entire month of June. If you choose to stay at home and work from home, you have that option. Me personally, because of what I've been experiencing these past 2 months, I've already sent an email to my team lead, basically letting them know I would like to be back at work June 1st. I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I really cannot. Being able to go to work and leave this house and be away from my biological family, that was self-care in a nutshell. Those of you who have been following me or, watching my Instagram and YouTube, you've probably noticed I've stopped eating food like the way I'm supposed to eat food. I drink way more and I smoke again, and I smoke a shit ton. And this has all happened in a matter of 8 weeks. Like, if that, like probably by 6 weeks, like literally 2 weeks in for me being at home, I went back to smoking. I was already drinking, but then I just increased my drinking. To the point where like I was just buying bottles and bottles, and I done been through Patron, Hennessy, Jameson. I just was like, oh Lord, we're getting back. So, and then I'm steady losing weight because I'm not eating. Like I didn't eat it all today, and I didn't eat at all the other day. It's just been one of those, I go through these stages, and it's just like constant depression, constant sadness. I really, really, really do not care. And this is just me being honest. I do not care to be around my family. I do what I can because, like, at the end of the day, I love them. But I realize for my own mental health, I can no longer do this. I cannot. And just being here where, like, all you can do is stay in the house, you're working from home, you have to deal with them. At least when you're able to drive to a physical location, that 40 minutes on the highway is beautiful. That 8 hours at the job and not having to see her, hear her is beautiful. That being able to go to the gym, and that's another thing. Like, yes, I have my elliptical up and I have weights, but being honest, I haven't really been working out like I used to work out. Like, I used to work out, what was it, 4 to 5 days a week. And then out of those 4 to 5 days a week, 2 of those days were 2-a-days. If y'all follow me, you know. I had kickboxing Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 in the morning. Then I went to work, and then I went on break, and I went to the gym again. And then I got off break, and I went back to work. And then I worked overtime. And then I drove an additional 40 minutes back home. I purposely made my days like 12 to 14 days. Anywhere between 12 to 16-hour days because I did not want to be here. And that's just how serious, because I knew for my own mental health, I can't be around you. You know, you're toxic as fuck, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're constantly negative, you're always pitting everybody against each other, you don't know how to address people, you don't know how to talk to people, you name call, you bitch and moan 24/7, and then my mom, and I'm not even talking about, that's my grandmother, my mom, it's like she has mental health issues, and I totally understand. I have mental health issues. However, you are choosing not to be on your medication. You are choosing not to go to therapy. You are still being a manipulator, a liar, and a user. And you know what? People have a right to protect themselves. And this is why you got to have healthy boundaries. So you can just see the using, and I'm over it. And I just know I've dealt with this for 27 and a half years. And I also feel like, damn, I'm about to, Lord willing, I'll be 28 in October. Lord willing, in 2 years, I'll be 30. I've only been in Flint. I gotta go. I gotta go. And then I got all these other opportunities that have come my way. I'm working on my business with another business partner. We've got a lot of shit that we're doing. And it's like, I don't have time for this. My YouTube channels have now been remonetized again. And literally, Ask a Millennial and Psych Perspectives are now a part of the YouTube Partner Program. And I'm just like, okay. So it's like, I don't have time for this anymore. And I know you're thinking, damn, like, this either must really be the end of the world, or things must really be dire where you're ready to leave in the middle of a fucking pandemic. But that's just how bad things are here. Like, I can no longer do this. And honestly, I sit back and, like, when I go to my therapist, via telehealth with the damn video chat, which brings me, like, why are we still paying full price when we're at our own houses and we can't really get the real treatment? Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have someone to talk to, but it's totally different being able to drive, go to their location, be in their office, sit down. It's totally different. And I just feel like, why are we paying full price when you're not getting the full benefit? But anyways, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, so it is what it is. I'm leaving. And then on top of that, with me going back to work, my plan is to be back at the office June 1st. Is because I don't want to put my grandmother at risk for COVID-19 or my mom at risk for COVID-19. I don't want to put myself at risk either. But that's another reason why I'm relocating, because when I relocate, I don't have to worry about, oh, I'm bringing this home to you, because you're not going to be here. You're not coming with me. Okay, so boom, I can just go home and not have to worry about that. So at least worry about passing it to you. Now, me personally, if y'all remember, I already got sick. Now, I don't know if I had COVID-19 or not. However, chances are probably did. Probably did. Cause like literally lost 9, and this is what pisses me off. I had lost 9 pounds in less than 5 days from fucking being sick, and then proceeded to continue to lose weight because I haven't been eating the way I'm supposed to eat. Haven't really been working out the way I'm supposed to work out. Drinking like crazy. Smoking a lot. Mentally just fucked. And this has all happened in 8 weeks, and it's just a clear sign to me that you got to make some changes, or you're going to be you're already pretty much a functioning alcoholic. That's kind of always been the case the past 5 years. But you're kind of getting back to that grad school level where you were just drinking every day, and like, you don't know if you're coming or going, you're throwing up and I already don't have a gallbladder, and I've already been told numerous times, with having Graves, IBS, and other gastrointestinal issues, it's like, this is not the best setup for you. This is basically you're on your way to death. So, and I've already had that issue. So I'm just like, okay, so I'm going to get it together, and I'm just going to move. And then 2, I have to reset up my consult. Another thing, having my consultation for top surgery canceled because of coronavirus, and I know I'm not trying to be selfish or inconsiderate. I totally understand why it was canceled, but it's little things like that when you already are battling mental health issues, depression, etc. It's things like that really spirals people out of control. Okay, and it's like, okay. So, and another reason, when I relocate, I will literally be like walking distance from the hospital too, which is also dope. So I don't have to really worry about, like, when I do have top surgery, it'll be a very easy setup versus, oh, I gotta drive an hour there, get a hotel for a few days, drive an hour back, come back because you have to keep coming back for them to do stuff. Yeah. So it's just make it easier for me. And then the location is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And, looking down the road, say if I do want to have a family, I don't necessarily want my kids growing up in Flint. That's just being honest. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I've lived in Flint my entire life, and you still don't have decent schools. You still don't have your roads fixed. You still have high crime rates. You still have poverty all over the place. You still have all of these negatives where, as a single man, whatever, but if I did decide to settle down and get married and have children, there's no way in living hell, in the current state this city is in, I would have my kids living here. No. So I'm also thinking about that. Like, long term, if I do decide to have a family, I want them to have quality of life. And this is not. So, don't get me wrong. I will still come and visit. I will still put my money in Flint. I will still share my wealth in Flint, my resources in Flint, because it's dear to me. But time to expand, time to move on. It's been a great ride. I'm ready to go. So that's pretty much the gist of this video. And I also hope this video can kind of serve as an example of putting yourself first and realizing that taking everything away from just being like, not even trying to do the blame game or blame others or whatever. just realizing that sometimes you have to love people from a distance, and you have to realize that this isn't even about holding grudges or any of that. This is about protecting your mental health. This is about putting yourself first. And that's really the gist of this video. I'm super excited though, because like we're gonna be looking at the places this Saturday. Hopefully we can narrow them down to like 3 or 4 places, and then from there really work on, okay, is this the floor plan you want? Does this have a good backyard? Does this have a garage? What are the amenities? Like, I really, like, this is like, I'm excited about that. Really am excited. And then what else am I doing? Yeah. There's going to be a lot of like, if things get better, like in general, there's going to be a lot of changes that y'all will see on my channel and, you know, with my life. So stay tuned.